prop I'll need tonight, so.
You gonna milk a cow?
No, Jamie, I'm not gonna milk a cow. I'm gonna tell a story. Really glad to have everybody here. We never know on Christmas Eve around here. I mean, we've had some populated ones, and we've had some canceled, and we've had some about like this. So we just never know, but we're always glad whoever shows up. And I never know if I'm gonna have a kid around, so maybe this is a kid's sermon, I don't know. I, like you, have many Christmas experiences by now, right? We've racked them up. Some have been really good and some have been not so good. And I imagine by now in our mind we have an archetype of what we would like Christmas to be like. So what are some of the things that you would like if you know, your best scenario of what Christmas would be like? What would it be like for you? Jane?
All of your family to be together.
That's a biggie, isn't it? All your family be together. How many of you are experiencing that this year, though? 1, 2. Isn't that interesting? So here we are, a group of, without all our family gathered together, mostly. My family's all on the East Coast, except for my dogs. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, Father, but this is my family too.
Yeah.
That's
Right, guys?
That's right.
All right, I guess we'll.
I love you, Alan.
Thank you.
Dave.
Love you too, Jimmy.
That's scary.
I love you too, Father.
So we have to take our family gatherings when we can get them. For me, it's never Christmas. That's the lot of a pastor, priest, I found out. I found that out about, well, was it 1992 when I was ordained, and I started realizing I never really get to be with my kids again. Christmas Eve was 2 services, and then there was the midnight service. Back in those days, people actually came to church on Christmas Eve, and midnight mass was a big deal. So
Yeah.
after Christmas Eve services were over, it was now Christmas Day. I'd get home about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, and then I would turn into who?
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. That's when I would start putting together bikes and things like that. And then the kids would wake up about 5, after I'd been to bed about 3. And we'd do a quick Christmas morning, and then I'd have to tell them what? Sorry, church starts at 8 o'clock. So I'd be out the door. So that was, my kids have grown to not really like Christmas. They're all grown up now. But they have those memories of Christmas. Good Christmases, but they also remember Dad always dashing out. Now they're off in Florida and Virginia. They're having their own Christmases. And so I have to be with them in a different way, right? When we're not with our families present, we have to be in a different way. One way I do that is every year I make a calendar of family times that we've had in the past year. So this was my 2019 calendar. We just finished it, and it's just a series of pictures of being with my grandkids in different months. They each get their month. You know, that's Micah's birthday in February, so it gets the February month. And so it goes. Different pictures for different months. Interestingly enough, though, I did for December of this year, well, we're still in this month, actually. These are Megan's hands, my daughter's hands. When I saw them in November a year ago, we did a craft together. We made, what do you call that? What's the word? Handprint. Well, it's a handprint in a mud. What's that mud called?
Plaster clay.
Yeah, something like that. So we all put our handprints in those, and I don't know why I took the picture and made it December. And now I think I know why. It's because that's very personal. And it's her imprint to me, Megan's imprint in my life. And that's kind of what family is. It's a deep and lasting imprint that we give one another. So my heart's with my daughter and my grandkids tonight in another place. Another thing that happened to me interestingly this past week was my father sent me a belated birthday present. My father lives in Tennessee. He's almost 90. And got this present, which was a lot of different things. But one thing was an Amazon gift card. And I went online the other night and I found something that I really wanted. It was an LP record player, something I could play old LPs on. Why? Because when I was with my father in November of this year, I brought back a bunch of old LPs from my childhood. So I just was going to show you a few of them because they're meaningful to me. Finlandia, my mother gave me an appreciation of classical music. She was a classical musician, so that was a record I heard many times when I'd wake up early in the mornings and be playing this album in the living room. My mother introduced me to Foray's Requiem, which you guys sing. And this album touched me in college. She sent it to me in college, and I remember playing this to get me through college. I don't know how many college kids would play Foray Requiem, but for me it did it. My mother also introduced me to Switched on Bach. Anybody remember that?
Yes.
I didn't, for some reason I don't have the Switched on Bach album, but I have Switched on Bach 2 and the Well-Tempered Clavicle synthesizer, I think. So I have those two sequels. John Denver. Any John Denver fans out there?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Now this is my prize. My favorite group of all times, my favorite song of all times, Mississippi Queen, off of Mountain. Now you may not know Mountain, but that was my group when I was 6th grade. Great group, yeah.
Great.
So when I found that in my dad's attic in November, I was just ecstatic. Then back to the classical music, the Alpine Symphony. When I was in high school, I was doing yoga. That was back in the hippie days, right?
Yeah.
I was doing yoga and a lot of meditation, and I would meditate to the Alpine Symphony. You can see why these things have a lot of meaning. The one that wanted me to live as a bachelor the rest of my life and surf the world. The Endless Summer. A real classic, yeah. When I saw that movie, I was about 15, 14, and I thought, that's the life for me. Then I became a priest. This one is very special to me because it was the first album I remember my parents ever having. You may never have heard of it. It's called The Windjammer. They got it when I was 5 years old, and it played a lot in my house. It's a musical about a ship called the Windjammer that sailed the sea. And then my parents' favorite man, musician, Roy Orbison.
Oh, yeah.
Roy Orbison's greatest hits. There you go. Just a sampling of the things that I get to play now up in the cabin in my little LP player. So I thought a week ago that I had the best gift ever. I mean, the most perfect gift. My dad's Amazon card, and I found the LP player. And guess when it was delivered?
Today.
Monday.
Monday.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Is it yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I called my dad to tell him what a great gift it was. I called him about 9:30 in the morning, and he didn't answer, which rarely happens because he has nowhere to go. But he didn't answer. I said, "Oh, Dad, sure love you. Appreciate so much the birthday gifts, and I got the best little LP player to play all those records, and I can't wait to tell you more about it. So I'll call you later." And I called later, no answer. So I thought, well, what in the world's going on? Go to work, and about 11 o'clock I get this text message from my sister. 2 pictures of a car upside down. Car wreck, Dad in ER. That's all she said. Thank you, Dorothy. Did you say dead or alive? No. No, car wreck, Dad in ER. But a car badly smashed upside down on a country road. And so I called her back, and I finally got through to my sister and said, "Please tell me more." And then she said, "Well, just hold on." And so I said, "Can I talk to my dad?" And she said, "Hold on." And so she got me on the phone with him. Turns out my dad's okay. And this is a Christmas miracle. Not only was the car smashed and upside down, but he landed on a live power wire.
Oh, no.
So they couldn't get him out for 30 minutes because of the live wire under the car. And my dad's home today. And I called him again today to continue our conversation. It's like, oh, yesterday, yeah, he says, "Well, I appreciate you calling." Well, yeah, that's kind of what we do as a family, right? We call when you're about to die.
Yeah.
But I talked to him today, he's just great, man. He's not, and I said, do you have any injuries at all? He said, no. He said, they can't find anything wrong with me. His car's totaled, and now we're into that conversation, you'll never drive again, right? Why did he have a wreck? He fell asleep at the wheel. What did he tell me a week ago? I probably shouldn't be driving again because I black out.
Oh, my.
So, yeah, Dad, you'll never drive again. So we're having that conversation. The point of all this is not to make you feel sorry for me or my dad, but to rejoice with me, first of all. That's a Christmas miracle. But how suddenly, what a great gift changed. I thought this was a great gift just a few hours before. And then all of a sudden I found out a real gift, isn't it? That precious gift of a life. So today I can rejoice, not just in my great record collection, but in the fact that my dad is with me for another Christmas. Almost lost him just the day before Christmas. That's a gift. But then think about God's gift. Just when we think we've got everything we need, we realize we have nothing without Christ in our lives. Just when we think we've got life right where we want it, something surprises us, shocks us, pulls the rug out from under us, and we realize without God, we have nothing.
Yeah.
We come to a church like this, and we're surrounded by people we didn't know maybe 10 years ago, but all of a sudden you say they're family? That's a gift, isn't it? We're surrounded by gifts on every side, but the greatest gift of all, we always proclaim right now, tonight, Christmas Eve, and then tomorrow morning especially, that wonderful gift that came wrapped in swaddling cloths at a very inconvenient place and time. And it also makes me think of my father one more time, because as a kid, did any of you have this experience on vacations where your dad would drive through the night to find the perfect hotel with a pool? Do you remember that? I do. Dad, just get one with a pool. That's all we wanted. And we'd stop at one after another because he didn't believe in reservations. And they were always full, and the coolest pool was always left behind, and we'd drive for another eternity through the night until finally at 11 o'clock at night, Dad would find a little hotel with no pool. But now I look back on those times and I think, that was my dad driving through the night. And we didn't have the pool, but we had our family together. And we had one heck of a vacation. It's those gifts that last. The ones that we didn't realize we even had at the time. And that's kind of how the gift of Jesus is. It comes really quietly. Sneaks up on you. God's love is that way. It whispers. I love you. That's what Christmas Eve. It's a divine whisper. Amen.
Amen.